Well, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be talking about originally, I wasn't going to do a video on Final Fantasy VII Remake, and given I've never beaten the original,
Say that again!
I felt like I'd screw some things up, but in playing the demo, I decided what the hell, let's go for it. Now, I'll just be going over the demo itself and just minor problems I had that I hope won't be in the rest of the game. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Originally announced way back in 2015 during Sony's E3 press conference, Final Fantasy VII Remake has been a highly anticipated title among longtime fans and newcomers to the series. It wasn't until 2019 until we got an official release date, which was supposed to be March 3rd, 2020. However, the Final Fantasy development team released a statement pushing the game back to release on April 10th, 2020. Which some didn't take the news too good, and others that this was a good thing. I felt like that it was a good thing to take your time to make something right, instead of releasing a game that's not finished. Looking at you, Final Fantasy 15. Quality over quantity, guys. Now, as I've said before, I have never beaten the original Final Fantasy 7.
Not so fast.
So there may be something I don't know regarding the mechanics with Final Fantasy 7, so I'll do the best I can. But now, on to the demo. My thoughts on the demo, honestly, I had no real major issues, just a few minor concerns with it. The combat ran smoothly. It reminded me a little of how Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII battle system was, but this was just a better version of that. The ATB gauge system I have no real issues with. I just hope that the gauge increases as you progress through the game. Don't really need to go on the graphics like that, for the sake that this is Square Enix we're talking about, guys. They've never been faulty on that at all as far as I'm aware. For just some of my concerns, is more or less towards the end of the demo, and it's when you're escaping with Barret and these enemies show up and Barret just keeps running, and my thought process is like, hey, he's going to stop and help me, right? Wrong. When the enemies are around, you can't interact with your environment, which isn't anything new in gaming. However, my gripe comes from, since he's in your party, he follows you and well helps you in a fight. But he leaves your party for you to deal with the enemies, and you can't even escape until all the enemies around you are dead. And it's a minor issue in which I hope isn't riddled throughout the game if there are party members in it. Lastly, it's not really an issue, but I find it odd Cloud can't jump, but since the environment is interactive, he'll jump when he needs to, so again, not really a big issue. And then again, I don't really remember Final Fantasy characters actually jumping in the game unless it was the city of Final Fantasy, as far as I can remember. Overall, the game looks great, other than the issues I brought up, but it's not enough to say the game is going to be terrible. And the fact that the Square team made the decision to delay the game to make sure it's a finished game says a lot on them and how they want this game to be and succeed. But that's all I got for you guys. If you want more of this content, please leave suggestions of what game or movie you want me to do. Other than that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Everybody stay frosty and be safe.